Asoul.
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 Very well,
Asoul.
very well.
How are you, Asoul?
Amal, good morning.
What's
I think,
happening?
we
Amal,
connected
how are
good
you?
straight
How are
then on
you?
the audio. I think what we're here to talk about is this will help agents convey what they do and their worth to clients, and also to give an understanding to buyers and sellers in the market of a good agent and the experience in there. And I think this will, maybe correct if I'm wrong here, this is where we're going, Mark, simplify it. We've all had a deal where you may have listed it and you sold it very quickly, and then the owners are like, what am I paying you that amount of money for? You did it within an hour, sort of thing. But what the client does not understand is, Instagram, we're live as well. What the client does not understand is that all that work for that 1 hour may have been 3 months, 6 months, 15, 30 years in the making to put yourself as an agent in that position to get that deal done with either the rapport of the
Yes.
landlord, the rapport of the buyer, the database. There is so much to it. I think a good analogy is you may have the 100-meter sprinter run the 100 meters in 9 seconds, but it's a lifetime of build-up. It's a career. There is so much to it. I know Mark and I will be fired up and passionate about this topic because we do come across it a lot. And I'm pretty sure you've come across it as well, where a client's like, you did it in half the time. Why do I pay the full fee? And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? I did it in half the time because of all the work we've done in the background, that it's very hard to put that in paper or convey it. But I hope, I'm adding you in now on Instagram, Mark. Hopefully, Mark can elaborate on where we're going with it, and also a way for a buyer or seller to identify if that agent has it, and also as an agent to convey it to a buyer or seller to help facilitate a deal for them. Take it away.
Take it away. I'm gonna abort mission on LinkedIn. We're having trouble on Instagram. Having trouble this morning, so we'll stick to Facebook. But Michael, like honestly, I've been an agent for 27 years, right? And I have worked like a fucking dog for 27 years. 80, first 13 years of real estate, 7 days a week with small kids. And when I say 7 days a week, I don't mean just turning up on a Sunday for an hour. I mean a full Sunday as well, like an absolute dog. My soul, and that's why we termed it soul this morning, or my brand, or our brand, our soul of our business, 50 people strong, has been built on doing the right thing, has been building connections and rapport for people. Just done a transaction lately. I've known these guys for 30, 35 years. When I say known, I mean like every time you'd see them anywhere, you'd have a great chat, you'd build up trust. Schools, people around me, community, all those people. Now, on the other side of the fence, I've known the other
buyer or tenant,
person that's going into the deal for 20 years, right? And for 20 years, my father's been a real estate agent prior to, Dad and I never worked together. He retired 5 years before I started in real estate. We never worked together. But Dad was a real estate agent for 30 years. So a heritage of 60 years in the industry. Not only that, but worked hard to do the right thing. Plenty of times could have actually cut that corner. Plenty of times could have taken the easy money. Never, ever, ever will, and never, ever, ever did. So when I do a transaction, when we do a transaction in our business, when you do a transaction, when another staff member does a transaction, some of them are easy and some of them are hard. But what really gets me is that's what we're selling. That is what is for sale in the marketplace when you consume our services. And Michael, what are some analogies like that? We just had a chat before about that. I think I used an analogy of art. My life's art is for sale. I've been a painter my whole life, and a good painter, and it's for sale, right? That's what you got to buy. That's what we're selling.
As the athlete, like it does. Well, I said at the beginning, the the 100-meter sprinter. Yes, the race is 9 seconds, but it's that lifetime of build-up. There's some people that do it better. And also, there would be the doctor. We always love a doctor analogy. It's the end of the day, anyone can fucking cut you. But who's going to cut you the best and keep you alive? And sometimes someone else, well, okay, so they go back to the athlete. They've both been training for the same time, but someone runs faster. So I sort of missed that one, but you sort of get where I'm going with it.
Well, I had a banker say to me the other day, aren't you worried about Facebook Marketplace because sellers can put up their Facebook Marketplace? And I said, aren't you worried that if someone wants heart surgery, can go out and buy a scalpel for $200, a really really good scalpel for $200 to operate their own heart surgery? Like you're talking the same thing. It's the heritage of the surgeon, it's the brand, it's the experience, which is the massive one in there. All of that stuff that they haven't done the wrong thing. Even doctors have bad reputations, good reputations. So I think it's really, really important that, when people are selling their services or consuming services, it's not, sometimes people just see it on the face value. Oh yeah, I'm buying this. Oh yeah, this is what it's worth. But it's not. You've got to look at the heritage. And it happens with watches. It happens, watch companies that have been in the same family for 300 years. Happens with cars. They get really good at making these watches. They get really good at making these cars. It happens with plasma televisions. You do get what you pay for. It is really obvious. I'm not saying that everyone's got to consume it, but there's a good market.
I've got a perfect example. It was a deal towards the end of last year. Especially in commercial, rapport relationship is vital. Especially when a buyer coming into it and a seller, it's because there's not always 10 comparables to the property. So they're really trusting your judgment and opinion and view on the value and that scenario. One was Mark 812. I won't give the address, but either way, it was DY end of last year. Basically, the buyer I had been working with or known, coffee, relationship, phone calls, 4 years. Never done a deal with him financially. Just always been available when he's looking, given non-biased advice on properties with other agents. I either said it was good buy, bad buy, just honest advice. A couple I even said he really should buy. He didn't, wasn't ready. Either way, but builds that rapport. Then with the sellers, I was referred by, funny enough, a doctor group consortium referred me to a doctor. Now, this property, there was no real comparables. So it was quite unique. Then we had probably an offer that was at the top of the range I gave within the first week. And half the doctors were like, I think it's too soon. If we got that straight away, I don't think there's more out there. But we all know most of the time the best offers come in the first week. But what they didn't understand is what expedited the purchaser being able to put an offer forward is I've had a relationship with them for 4 years that no money had transacted. So they know it was a true rapport, non-biased. So then when he comes to a property that I'm selling, and then I say, here's the facts. This is what else you've looked at in the past. And there's just that rapport that he goes, okay. And then we have a general business conversation and he goes, all right, I want to buy it. Here's the offer. Then that would not have happened without 4 years of work. There's so many layers a buyer has to bring down, a bullshit of the property, bullshit of the agent to get there.
But that is thousands. It's thousands of conversations. It's thousands of emails, thousands of conversations, and hundreds of coffees. I know we laugh about coffee, but coffee's interacting with people, building rapport with people. It is a lifelong of work. Call it the brand that we've built. Call it the brand you've built. Call it the heritage. Call it the trust. Call it soul. Which is what we named it this morning. We had a joke around called Asoul. But that soul of what you're actually buying is
100%
just worth so much. And I think that people in the marketplace, I think the smart people, and this is what like make no mistake, our super intelligent intelligent clients, humble clients. Humble clients amongst the super intelligent clients. I'd group them in the same. Wealthy clients, I'd group into that same group as well. Those guys actually pick it much easier. So those guys, it's actually funny that those guys pick quality without even realizing. But, there's a saying, the poor pay twice. Because what actually happens is they don't actually have the tools to actually pick what we're talking about today. They don't think, they don't value good service or good products. So they're not the clients we're interested in. They're not they're the clients that will buy the lower value, that will walk in and buy. They're a tradesman, they're a carpenter, and they will go and buy the cheapest drill from Bunnings, and they will buy one of those drills every 2 to 4 weeks, and breaks every time.
Well,
they go, oh fuck. And then the tradie who's the weapon, the plumber who's the fucking weapon in the market, you go to his truck and the thing's loaded with
the best of the best
equipment, the best drills, the best of the best. This guy doesn't pay twice. He pays once and he gets the best.
And relating it back to that transaction also, where it was like the comments, that was the easiest, say 80 grand. It goes, bullshit. That was 80 grand split over 4 years, split on the hope of never getting paid. Like, that's probably the riskiest, lowest paid work, because it all joined. And then on the flip side, I know with signage is another one. When we did the signage for the property as well, it's got my photo, the blue suit. If you drive through Pittwater Road, you do see a lot of my face in blue suit. And they said, oh, it looks like it's half you. But keep in mind, I am the brand. We are the brand. Like when you're shopping, because I get more inquiries calling me personally going, what do you have to buy, rather than on a property. So when people are, when you've got a split second, don't get me wrong, there can be some agents that do it more agent-wise, but this was 70% property, but it did have my face, which is the trademark. When you're driving past Pittwater Road, they see the blue suit, they know it's a deal. They know it's for sale. They remember me. They see it again 3 doors up. Then they call, we refer them to the property.
It is soul. It is soul. It is heritage. It is brand. It is all of those things that's for sale that people can consume. And make no mistake, there's not a deal on the Northern Beaches that can happen. I reckon 95% of transactions that happen, we would have knowledge of, and I reckon we would have, and probably more than half of the transactions, particularly in commercial, I'd say even towards 70, 80%, we would have influence over. When I say influence over, it's another bloody free call. It's more free advice that we're giving people. They're not getting paid for because another agent's doing the transaction. But they call us,
you know what?
Hey, what do you reckon?
Well, sorry.
Why? Because
when just on that, and you've got to, if you want to be a great agent here for 40 years, you give true advice. If it's a fucking good property, you say it's a good property and a good buy. You don't try and spin into something else. You tell it as it is. The amount of listings and deals I've gotten from when a buyer has called me going, what's the advice on this? And I've supported it. And then for whatever reason, they didn't buy it. When they come to look at my property or whatever, they're like, I believe you because you actually encouraged me to buy another agent's property. I know you are no bullshit. You say what it is. If you don't like it, here's the evidence. Not that you don't like it because I want you to buy my property. That shit needs to leave the industry. If you get that from an agent, just put them behind. Don't speak to that agent. I think in the industry we call it commission breath. You've got to give true advice that you give your father, your mother, and your family, and what you think to yourself. If you think it's a good buy, you tell someone it's a bad buy, shame on you. Yeah.
It's lying. And you know what? There's people out there that will lie, not because they want to lie. They lie because it's the easiest thing to do. They choose the easy road to take the money than the bloody hard road with the risk of no money. And again, that's soul. that's a good soul, that's a bad soul, right? So you're buying a good soul in the market, you're buying quality, you're buying heritage, you're buying a thoroughbred, you're going to get what comes with it. Unfortunately, or fortunately, and we're not going to tell you what you want to hear. We're going to tell you from our experience what we see the best operators do. Quality
just like
advice.
when you lose a listing, instead of calling that vendor and saying you're a piece of shit, why didn't you list with me? Saying congratulations, all the best. If you need advice, feel free to call me. Like, if you're truly in real estate, then you're in it for 40 years. They will be buying, selling. I've had more referrals from a deal I did not get from that vendor because I said thank you for the opportunity, all the best, gave advice through the campaign. She referred me more deals than she did the agent who sold the property. You've just got to be, and that's as simple as it is. And that's what we're selling. That's what you're buying as a client.
You know what?
That respect, the loyalty from the agent. Yeah.
Yep.
Connections.
Connections, with those respects and with those loyalties. 27 years of a real estate agent in DY on the Northern Beaches, haven't not jailed, not romanced, coerced into another industry or plenty of other things. When you're choosing these things, and not only that, Michael, it's not hard to work out if the guy's a muppet or not.
True.
Just look around. Just look around. All you got to do, people think the Muppet's in their lounge room. The Muppet's all around the Muppet. So the Muppet is a Muppet at home, is a Muppet at work, is a Muppet in a car, is a Muppet when he drives, is just a Muppet with his friends. A Muppet is a Muppet is a Muppet. And a lot of people go, nice guy, nice suit, great guy, walks in the door, but dig below the surface. Go and inquire on a property that Muppet's selling or that Muppet's renting, and see the quality of service. Walk into the Muppet's office and see how you looked after. People
100%
below that surface.
And you know what? You know what I'd be doing as well if I was looking to sell? Instead of looking at the Rate My Agent reviews that are there, look at the ones that are not there. Look at realestate.com, see what's sold, see what hasn't been a review, and knock on their door. The buyer's going to be generally there. If not, if it's in the settlement period, the vendor's probably still be there. Just be smart, dig, don't believe shit on face value. But also, when you do dig and you do see that it is truthful value, then, well, it's not even like you pay a shit agent, you pay 2%, a good agent, you pay 2%. You just look at it and value basically as well.
But you know what? I'm not. Look, I'm always selling myself. I am selling myself now. I get that, but the value in what I'm talking about today, what we're talking about, is you can take these tools that we're talking about and replicate these tools as a consumer anywhere in the marketplace. Again, I'll say the poor pay twice.
No, the window cleaner. I was just like, just made it look weird. Just walk on the glass, the awning. I get distracted easy.
Oh, was he?
You guys walking on my head. Yeah.
So no, there's as a consumer, when you're buying services or when you're buying, oh, nice word. I like that. When you're buying, is he out there in the rain doing the glass?
Go figure. Anyway, tough job. That's commitment.
That's a
good soul.
He's got good soul. Yeah. It's commitment. Good man.
Any comments there, guys? Feedback? Okay, I know we've got a couple of agents on Amal. I'm sure you've come across this as well. Like, you've got to be proud of it. Not all agents. Yeah, you got to be proud of it. You got to use it. You got to convey it as well. It's really just talking. Jeff, good morning. Quality 100%. It's a big thing. So, anything else you want to add to it, Mark?
No, it's all good. And again, I'll say it. It's just, this is the way. And I've got to tell you, the most successful clients that I meet in the marketplace have an excellent radar for what we talked about this morning. The most successful clients in the marketplace have a great radar of choosing good service between bad service, good products between bad products. And I love that example I used today of the tradie.
Yeah.
The tradie that goes out and buys a new drill every month and has the shittest tools in his van, compared to the tradie who just buys once, buys proper, and carries that drill for 10 years, isn't rebuying a drill every month or two. It's You're making your life easier by choosing quality. You don't have to be stupid with what you pay, but just choose quality. Like seriously, and heritage and soul and all that stuff of what you're buying is important. One more example, right? You stick to the core of what that company does. So if you're going to go buy a watch, you don't go buy a Toyota watch. Does Toyota know about watches, right? I'm sure they've got watches that they give away with. You don't go buy it, right? So when you're buying shoes, do you buy shoes that are made by a shoe company only? Or do you buy shoes that are made by a fashion label like Target, right? No, you buy shoes that are exclusively and only made by a shoe manufacturer. That shoe manufacturer does not make anything else but shoes. You're going to get goddamn good shoes. And I'm not talking about price. I'm just saying they're stuck to making shoes and shoes only, so they must be good. So getting someone that in the real estate industry that's centric towards commercial to do your commercial deal. That's centric towards property management, big property management company, good staff, been in the business a good time to do your property management deals, to get them in secondhand. Like we are masters in every avenue that we've chosen. We don't do it half-heartedly. We haven't chosen strata. We can do strata, no problems. We've got the most incredible people in our business to do it, but we're not mastering it.
So anyway, guys. Yes. Alrighty, Amal says buy an Apple Watch. Well, Apple. They're not making handbags.
Buy an Apple Watch.
Buy Apple. Yeah.
Buy an Apple Watch. They're digital. They're very
Specializing in their feed.
Clean the glass.
Yeah.
Clean the glass.
Alrighty, guys.
Have a great day.
Buy quality. If you enjoyed this, it'll be on a podcast that you can download through the iTunes and later upload it to Facebook. Subscribe now. And everyone, enjoy your morning. We'll be back Saturday morning for more morning minutes. Thank you.
Share this if you know someone that needs it.
Hit it.
Send it to your tired
Cheers, guys.
friend.
Bye.